How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As you know, we try to capture the world of HBCU in more ways than one. Today would be no exception to the rule. We have on the line with us the head basketball coach, first-year coach of the Grambling State Tigers, Brother Dontae Jackson. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great, Dr. Mike. I'm doing great.
All right, look, well, first of all, thank you and congratulations on one heck of a season, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to come back on and appreciate the well wishes on our season.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, I must put a feather in my cap. I think we were your first official SWAC interview, right?
Yes, very true. Very first interview. I barely made it out of Grambling before I got you.
Okay. Well, look, you talking about being reunited. You and your old AD got together and put the magical charms back together. This time with the G Nation, man.
Yes. You know, it was Mr. Paul Bryan. He gave me the opportunity to come down south and coach over at Stillman. We had a great run at Stillman, and you know, got another opportunity to reunite with him again at the G, and man, it's been a great year for us.
Now, I know you walked into this situation with your eyes wide open, knowing that you had some APR challenges, but what a statement that you make on your first year, coming out with the best record in the conference, and can you say 30 years? It's been 30 years since Grambling G Nation was able to hoist up the champion from the men's basketball side. So it had to be a very magical year for you.
Yeah, it has been. Just, you know, getting the job late in July and, you know, not really being able to interact with the kids throughout May and, you know, kind of have a late start on recruiting. It's just, you know, when you look at it, it's just been a great year. You know, the one good thing that I was able to do was I brought my staff with me from Stillman. So, you know, I had continuity there, and it worked out all well at the end.
Now, we always know that there's an adjusting period, a buy-in period. You have guys, and it's part of the nature of this business that you're in. When you inherit a team, some were in favor of the move, some not in favor of the move, and you had to have some growing pains, but you were able to work through that, obviously, with the result that you had on the floor. But what were some of the key factors for you guys having a smooth transition in year number one?
Well, I think one of the main factors is that we came in and we just got to know our guys. And, you know, in order to get the, you know, your student athletes to believe in you, you got to do a good job of sitting down and just getting to know them. And some of the things, you know, we did a lot of team building activities where they got to know each other because we brought maybe 6 or 7 guys in. It was 7, 8 guys left over. And we had to mesh it together and we had to mesh it fast. And one of the things I always talk to them about is that it's a brotherhood, it's a family of basketball. And they, you know, in order to be family and have those guys be family, I got to make sure I'm the head of the family. So there was a lot of dinners at the house. It was a lot of, you know, sitting down. Everybody got to eat together. We all got to get to know each other.
Well, it's one of those deals, getting to know you, because you have with the unique part about team sports, it's a fraternity within the fraternity, if you allow me to say it.
Within itself.
And what happens is you build bonds and friendships that will last years beyond your playing days. You got a 13-5 out the gate season. Man, I hate to say this, brother, but you may have added a little pressure to yourself coming out the gates like that.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I'm probably my toughest critic besides me and my wife. We're probably the toughest 2 critics in the Grambling Nation. So I'm not really worried about the pressure. I take the pressure, and you know, my goal is to keep living up to it.
Now, I know that it's every coach's dream. You know, you want to win championships. You will be acknowledged as a 2017-18 basketball conference champ. But it's got to be a bittersweet moment, man. Even though you knew that coming in you wouldn't be eligible for postseason play, to have the season that you've had and to sit this one out, it's got to be rough for you to kind of bear this thing down, huh?
You know, it is kind of rough, just to be honest with you, man. But going into it, like I told our guys, you know, we actually submitted an appeal for the APR, and it got turned down. And like I told our guys, you got to control what you can control. And going in, day out, we had to control our effort, and we had to try to control the outcomes of games. And, you know, I told them they can always look back on this as something they can never take from you, you know, whether we get to play in the tournament or not. And it all worked out at the end.
We're speaking right now with first-year Grambling coach Dontae Jackson, come out with the magic carpet ride to get the Grambling Tigers with the best record in the Southwest Athletic Conference and the 13-5 conference record. A lot of stiff competition behind you. Three teams coming in at 12-6. What was your overall experience intermingling with SWAC competition on this year?
Oh, I tell you, night in, night out, it's a dogfight. Night in, night out. It's a lot of good teams, a lot of well coached teams, and unfortunately, we don't get the due respect that some of these other small conferences get because we play so many non-conference road games for lack of a better word, the money games we play. We go out and play a lot of high major teams, and we come in with some records that may look like we're there. Like we're not really good teams. But then when you get in conference play, you sit back and say, man, this team better than this other team. This team better than this other team. And, there's so many good coaches in this league that you got to stay prepared and work at your craft all the time.
Absolutely. And, we've always said it, and we know it's a financial situation for the FCS schools, in particular HBCU schools. We've broken it down to 3 seasons. You have your non-conference, which is your money season. You have your regular conference, and then you have your tournament play. And with all that being said, this is the dawn of that third wind, if you would, with the tournament play. Now, I know you're on the outside looking in, Coach Jackson, and I'm going to put you on the spot. You don't mind me putting you on the spot, do you?
No, I don't mind.
Okay, from your battlegrounds that you've dealt with each team that's going to be in the conference, who do you see as the 2 surprise teams, not the obvious teams, but the 2 surprise teams in this year's conference tournament, and why?
It's now. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's hard to say because we have had some really, really, really good games across the board with a lot of good teams. If you look at some of our wins, a lot of them came from 5 points to 1 point wins.
Right.
So, we've been in overtime with a lot of teams. So I would say a surprise team, and I don't know if they're a surprise team, but I even told Coach over at Prairie View, I said, hey man, I like your team. Good luck in the tournament. I think you guys got a good chance of winning it. And even though Texas Southern is down, I think teams like Texas Southern, they got a lot of talent. And I think with them not getting anybody on the all-conference list, I think those kids will be motivated to play.
Well, there will be some motivation, and the way the bracket is set up right now, if both Prairie View and Texas Southern take care of business, Texas Southern will open up against Alabama State, and Prairie View would open up against Alcorn. They'll both be at home, and if all works out, they would meet together on Friday at 8:30 in Houston.
Yes, very true. And I'm going to tell you that I think, to me, one of the dark horses that I really, really like, I just love Jared Sams over from Southern. And to me, he's the best big in the league, and he's a handful.
Oh, yes.
He was our worst matchup of the whole year, and I look at it like if he gets on the road where he's dominating inside and outside, I think it's hard to beat Southern University.
Well, I was going to say,
my personal opinion.
With that mid jumper that he has, that he is deadly with between that 12 and 15 foot, and we know what he does inside the paint, he could be a force to reckon with.
Yes. So I just look at Southern and I say, man, when you got the best big, it's hard to go against it.
It's hard,
get points on the block.
Hard to go against.
It's hard to go against and get points on the block.
We're talking again with Dontae Jackson, head basketball coach of the Grambling State Tigers. Had a phenomenal first year. They're going to be expecting this from here on out. Coach Paul Bryan, I call him coach, but AD director Paul Bryan is going to say, well, brother, I brought you here. The rest is yours. I want to give you first accolades for doing what you've done under the circumstances you had to get it done in. Thanking you for making yourself available with us here at the Open Mic. And we look forward to the continued growth as I call a broadcast partner, man. And as long as you're available, we would make ourselves open to you. And with that being said, I want to give you some closing thoughts and comments as we get ready to wrap this little segment up.
Well, anytime you need me, I'm available. I really appreciate the time and appreciate you giving me a time to just, have a platform for Grambling State University men's basketball. And thank you again.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. Dontae Jackson and the Grambling State Tigers taking care of business, and a job well done. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As always, we want to remind you that you can follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy. Instagram is Radio Guy 22. Don't forget, we're on 24 hours a day through TuneIn. And if you happen to be without any data left on your phone, all you have to do is dial 605-477-5066. You can listen to the program in 24 hours a day. Until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.